That's fetchy.
From Hollywood,
I don't.
It's time now
I'm printing
for
extra
John
500
Lund
copies of the
as
weekly, and I bet I sell them all too bad. The cashier shot went wild. If he'd managed to kill Clay, or even wing him, why, I bet I could sell 1,000 extra copies. We must be thankful for the blessings we do receive. Mr. Hightower. Oh, I am Marshall. I am.
something you're leaving
Why,
out?
just before it happened yesterday afternoon, I didn't know what I was going to fill my columns with. And then, like manna from heaven,
Yeah.
2 murders in the bank
Send
robbery,
flowers to the
attempted
world.
bank robbery. Mr.
Trans-Pacific
Hightower,
was in
he turned
Shanghai.
and ran for, he got his hands on so much as $1. Yes. Still,
No.
as you say, like,
I
man,
will.
Dylan, I'm
Al,
talking business. What is it,
scared
Chester?
now.
I don't know. It can wait. I guess Mr. Dillon. Yeah. Print Clay's picture on those notices.
Tonight and
Mr.
every
Hightower.
weekday night, John Lund
Where were
in
we?
the transcribed adventures of a
Eyes,
man
brown
with the
hair, red.
action-packed expense
Oh,
account.
yes. Also
America's
known as Red
fabulous
Brick Top and
freelance
Sorrow.
insurance investigator,
He,
yours truly,
didn't
Johnny
answer to no other nicknames, did he? No, that's what they call him, all right. Then in big letters, $400 reward, dead or alive. Head at the bottom apply, Matt Dillon, Marshall, Dodge
Expense
City.
account submitted
And
by
I
Special
print
Investigator
200
Johnny
copies.
Dollar to
How
Home
soon can I
Office,
send
Cynthia
Chester over
Liability
for him
and
this
Risk, Hartford,
afternoon?
Connecticut.
Good morning,
The
Mr.
following
Hayton
is an accounting
Chester.
of expenditures
Think those
during my
posters will do any
investigation of
good?
the Trans-Pacific
Richards is
matter.
probably over the line into Oklahoma or Colorado by now, and Strawberry Rooney is the fastest in the
Hong Kong
county.
to be a
He
city
has no
without
money.
simplicity.
He panicked and
Burdened
ran out
with
of the
the
bank
tragic
before he got a
complexities
penny.
of war.
I think he'll try to get
To build
help
the
from his
smallest
wife or
one is
brother or a
difficult
friend.
and almost always
The first
expensive
chance he
task.
has may be
There's a
tonight.
shortage of everything.
I say he's
Food,
around here
water,
somewhere.
health, places to live.
I'm sorry I turned on you like that. Just well, that's all right, Mr. Dillon, out all night with a posse. No sweet man's bound to touch it. No, it's not.
Boy, I watched many of them lining the streets, wailing for arms, as we made our way to the offices of the American consulate.
Yes, it is true. Life is very difficult here.
Where are they all going?
Many of them do not know. Where is there for them to go?
What do they do? How do they stay alive?
Many of them do not. It is not like this in your America?
No.
Has it ever been?
Well, there was a civil war once. The books I've read say that at times it was pretty bad.
But not like this.
Never.
Yes, Mr. Grover.
Louisa, would just Mr. Dollard step in, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Grover is ready to speak with you.
Thanks.
Hartford, Connecticut, huh? Sounds foreign.
I suppose it would.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Mr. Dollar.
Same here, Mr. Grover.
Yeah, sit down. Yeah, insurance investigation, huh?
Yes.
Well, now, what's your errand, and what can this office do for you?
I'm here to investigate a claim filed by the Trans-Pacific Import-Export Company.
Oh, yes, of course. Will Meadows' firm. Destroyed by fire last month.
100%. Or $200,000 worth to my company. Do you know this William Meadow, Mr. Grover?
Well, I met him at the American Club now and then. That's about all. Hey, insurance investigators are hired
When the company isn't satisfied with something about the claim. On this one, the fire was blamed on vandalism.
Well, vandalism has become quite a popular pastime, Cross and Kowloon especially. Do you suspect some sort of fraud?
Frankly, we do, Mr. Grover. Trans-Pacific once had a branch in Shanghai.
Hmm.
When the war closed in on them up there, their warehouse burnt to the ground, just like this one here.
I see.
And it occurred to a number of people in my home office that Trans-Pacific did much better by collecting on the insurance at that time than by going through the expense of liquidating.
Mm-hmm. I suppose coincidence won't quite do it, will it? Well, now, how can I help you?
Well, I'd appreciate some phone calls or letters that would give me some support from the fire department, the police.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose my problem seems very important out here.
Well, just thinking that very thing. It's always the case, Mr. Dollar. On the fringe of war, very few individual problems seem very important. Nor are the individuals themselves in the end. I trust you'll keep that in mind as you conduct your investigation here, huh?
I'll try to.
Getting help, even time from the police or fire brigade, is one of those individual problems, but I'll do what I can for you.
Well, anything will help, Mr. Grover. I won't take up any more of your time.
Hey, elections must have been quite exciting back home, huh?
Oh, yes, they were.
I miss that part of home very much. Oh, be sure to leave your number with my girl. I'll let you know about the official assistance.
Well, I came right here from the airport. I don't have a number yet.
Oh, well.
Pretty tough?
Yes, as a matter of fact, almost impossible. The Occidental places are always filled. I'll tell you, you speak with my receptionist, Miss Vadris.
Vadris?
Yes, her father's half Portuguese. He might have accommodations. She's a charming girl. They're nice people.
Good. I'll ask her. And thanks again.
Mr. Dollar, just a matter of interest.
Yes?
The case of the Trans-Pacific import in Shanghai. You say your company was forced to meet the claim there?
That's right.
Was it investigated?
The investigator they sent over was killed before he could build a case.
Oh.
They blamed his death on war conditions, too. They said he was robbed and knifed by starving refugees. Nobody had time to dig up the truth. Miss Vadris arranged for accommodations at her father's place on a street called Sing Wong, a hill of steps that climbs from the waterfront to the plush European residences on the top of Victoria Peak. I had a room that looked out on an alley. There was an iron bed, a chair, and a pitcher of water on a bamboo table. There were no other non-Orientals in the building, but I seemed to be the only one that noticed it. The first night there, I was suffering from a combination of claustrophobia and loneliness. Feelings which at first made me glad to learn that it was she who knocked at my door. Hello, Miss Vadris.
Hello, Mr. Dollar. Mr. Grover contacted a man named Harrison. He's at the fire control office here.
Oh?
Mr. Grover asked me to tell you that Mr. Harrison will see you tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's good. Won't you come in?
Are you comfortable?
Oh, thank you. Yes, I am. This is fine. I don't have much to offer you. Cigarette? Scotch?
No, thank you. I am very curious.
About what?
Why you are here?
Business, if that's what you mean. It's better kept confidential right now.
Is there danger in this business?
Why do you ask that?
Because you are followed here and you are being watched.
How do you know?
Oh, I know Sing Wong Street. I have seen this man, but not here.
Where is he?
Perhaps you can see him from the window.
Wait a minute. You tell me where he is. I'll look.
The shop on the other side. There are boxes piled near the door.
Yeah. You say you've seen him. Where?
I cannot remember that. I have just seen him.
Uh-huh. Well, no need to worry. There won't be any trouble here.
You seem sure of that.
I have the advantage right now. He doesn't know that I know he's there. Well, thanks for telling me about him.
Perhaps you know who he is.
No. I didn't think anybody knew I was in town.
You will let this go on, the watching?
Not much choice. But let's talk about something else, huh? What's that music?
Oh, that is love song. Two lonely people who meet near a river.
Oh. In America, the songs are different.
Oh, yes, I know. I like them.
Do you know many Americans?
Oh, yes. At the consulate office, I see them all the time. I want to marry one.
Well, I'd say he was a very lucky American.
You misunderstand. I do not mean there's only one. I want to marry an American who would take me from China. There is no other way.
You hate it that much?
There's nothing else to do but hate it. There's no good here, always trouble. The Chinese are patient people, but I'm not all Chinese, and I cannot make myself be patient any longer. I want to go to America where people thrive on impatience. You know, I would think from what I've seen of them, the Americans are The most impatient people in the world.
They say we kill ourselves that way. Heart and stomach.
But still you live longer and better.
What about your Portuguese people?
Oh, they're gone. You think I'm bad to be this way?
Oh, no. No, I didn't say that.
I'm not bad.
I hope you find you're American, Miss Vaders.
You want me to go now?
Well, I think you'd better. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. Good night.
Three things interfered with sleep that night. The pleading in the eyes of the girl. The smells and sounds that drifted into my room from the restless, crowded city. And the watcher, who was still at his station across the street when I turned out my light. The toughest part of the case was that failure in Shanghai where the agent had been killed. It was a sobering memory. And for that reason, every face on Sing Wong Street was a suspicious one. In every group of Hong Kong Chinese, a potential assassin, with my watcher the first to be reckoned with. Gun in hand, eyes on the street, I fell asleep that night, watching him. The next morning, there was a different man in his place. I was followed to the office of Harrison, the chief of the fire brigade, who had developed couldn't see me after all. So, with the morning on my hands, I decided to talk to William Meadow, the head of Trans-Pacific.
Oh, yes, sir.
Mr. Meadow at home?
Oh, yes, sir. You give name, please.
Who is it, Lim?
American gentleman.
My name is Dollar, Mr. Meadow. I'm from Corinthian Liability, Hartford office.
All the way from the States?
That's right.
Let him in, Lim.
Oh, you come in, please.
What did you say your name was?
Dollar?
Now, what's the matter with that company, anyway?
This doesn't have to be
They
unpleasant,
sit
Mr.
back
Meadow.
there in Hartford with nothing to worry about but Sunday's golf game. They don't know anything about the conditions we're working under.
They do know that your fire here pretty much follows the pattern of the one in Shanghai,
And of course it does. The conditions are the same.
including the starving refugees, the kill and rob the investigator.
I tell you this now. Careless people are dying here every day. It can happen pretty easy. Now, say what you have to say to me and get out of here.
It's very little, Mr. Meadow. I came here mainly to get my reaction to you. I have. You jumped to the conclusion that you were under suspicion before I got through that door. You're on the defensive, so you must have a reason to be.
Show him out,
Oh,
Lim.
you come now, Mr. Dollar.
Wait. More important, you're having me followed. So you must be afraid of
Please,
me.
Mr. Dollar.
Hold on. I'm not afraid of you, Dollar, or what you can find or what you might try to do. Corinthian liability means no more to me than a bill I authorized payment on at the beginning of the year. My firm burned down here, and that dandy little company of yours is going to pay the claim. True, I don't like you snooping around. I don't like you coming here to my house like this. And you know it. No man would. That's the biggest parcel of information you'll ever get from me.
Then I'll go elsewhere.
Good idea. Have your dreams, Dollar, but have them someplace else. Go snoop through the ashes. They're cold, mainly. Just get out of here.
Oh, now, Mr. Dollar, please.
I can find the door. Two things came out of that conversation with William Meadow. One, a reasonable platform to build a suspicion on. Two, a veiled threat in his reference to the agent who had been killed in Shanghai. Let me elaborate on that. Most all of what Meadows was saying to me was, this is my town and I run things. Anybody who gets in my way can get hurt. It was a real nice situation, all right. I'd been threatened and I was being followed. Expense account item 2, $7 for scotch. I rickshawed back to my hotel, locked myself in, and took up my vigil by the window. Same watcher, same kind of night. In a city where life was supposedly so cheap, mine began to grow expensive.
Be sure to hear tomorrow's episode of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, starring John Lund, who can currently be seen in the Universal International picture just across the street. Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, is written by E. Jack Newman with music by Eddie Dunstetter and is transcribed in Hollywood by Jaime Del Valle. This is Dan Cumberly, inviting you to join us every day, Monday through Friday, when John Lund appears as...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Remember, you meet adventure when you meet Johnny Dollar on the CBS Radio Network.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
This is Harry Branson at Philadelphia Mutual Liability and Casualty Company.
Oh, hi, Harry. What's on your mind?
I have a case for you, a very important one.
Good. Tell me about it.
John, did you ever hear of Laird Douglas of Heatherscote?
Lord, who... Say that slowly, will you?
Laird Douglas of Heatherscote.
Sorry, I left my kilts and bagpipes on the other side of the drink.
Huh? Oh.
Yeah, feeling real sharp this morning. But what about this Laird Douglas something or other?
Can you come down here to Philadelphia and see me?
I hate to be so blunt about it, old boy, but what's in it for me?
A nice retainer fee in any event.
Well, good.
And, of course, expenses and your regular commission if anything happens to Laird Douglas.
Of Heatherscote.
Why, yes.
Okay, Harry, I'm on my way.
Oh, John.
Yeah?
Come down by plane, will you? The first one you can get.
Urgent, huh?
Yes, John. Very.
Tonight, and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Harry Branson at the Philadelphia Mutual Liability and Casualty Company, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Following is an accounting of expenditures incurred during my investigation of the Laird Douglas of Heatherscote matter, whoever Laird Douglas is, and whether investigation is the proper term at this point, who knows? In any event, well... Expense account item 1, $22.50, air transportation and miscellaneous, Hartford to New York to Philadelphia. For a change, I decided to stay at the Benjamin Franklin, not only because it was convenient to Harry Branson's office on Walnut Street, that is the office of Philly Mutual Liability and Casualty, but because I'd heard it was a nice hotel. It was. And it was convenient to everything else in the center of town. Theaters, good restaurants, nice stores, even a nightclub. Well, anyhow, when I got to my room, I found a half dozen urgent messages that Harry had called. Pretty good indication that his lordship, Douglas or at least this case, was pretty important. So instead of bothering to unpack, I had the bellboy dump my luggage, tipped him, and was standing there debating whether I'd better forego a quick shower and change of clothes when the phone rang. Johnny Dollar.
John, didn't you get my messages? Why haven't you called? I've been waiting to hear from you. What's wrong?
Hey, take it easy, Harry. I just this minute got in.
Oh. Well, I hope you're coming right on over here to my office.
Well, what's the matter? Something happened to this client of yours?
No, not yet.
But being you're expecting the worst, huh? And look, you still haven't told me a thing about this emergency, or whatever you want to call it.
John, it is an emergency because of the time element. You see, why do we waste time on the phone?
Well, this was your call, not mine.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll be waiting for you.
And Harry, I'll be there. Still knowing nothing whatsoever about what was going on, I decided I'd better be prepared for anything. So I slipped a .38 Colt out of my bag and took it along. Expense account item 2, 65 cents, cab fare. I've said it before when I handled the Amerigo case for him. Harry Branson is a good insurance man, but a worrywart. So I kind of hoped he was making the usual mountain out of the usual molehill this time. However, when my cab pulled up in front of his office building, he was standing, waiting on the sidewalk out front. Hey, I keep the change.
Thank you, sir.
John, what took you so long?
Huh?
Thank goodness you're here.
Harry, what are you doing out here? Lose your office or just forget the key?
I almost wish I had. John, we have a problem. A serious one.
Yeah, with Laird Douglas of,
Heatherscote. He's up in my office now.
Sounds like international intrigue. Has Scotland declared war on us or something?
This is no time for levity. He's up in the office now, and you must take over immediately. This is a very serious situation. Come.
Okay. Oh, now, what's it all about? Has Laird Douglas died and... Oh, no, you said he was up in your office. And I'm sure you don't mean just his body.
Yes, he's there with Mrs. Peter Malcolm Kelly Van Pyton.
Kelly Van... Huh? Are you kidding?
I certainly am not. You see, she insists that you act as his bodyguard.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Harry.
Unfortunately, or rather fortunately for you, 13th floor, please.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, I said 13th floor, operator. Please, quickly.
Yes, sir.
So, Harry?
Young man, will you please start this elevator immediately?
Gotta wait for the signal, sir.
Signal? This is an emergency. Take off. Immediately.
Emergency?
Yes, it involves Laird Douglas of Heatherscote.
Oh, well, sure, if it's... Who?
Good man.
Okay. Now, you were saying, Harry...
Was I?
Unfortunately something.
Oh, yes, of course. Fortunately for you, she was quite cognizant of the fact...
Who was cognizant?
Mrs. Peter Malcolm Kelly Van Pyton. She knew about the excellent work you did for us in connection with the Ricardo Amerigo case not long ago. Excellent detective work, she called it.
13th floor.
You remember the case, Ricardo, the concert violinist who disappeared, presumably
Yeah,
murdered.
I remember.
And your almost intuitive deduction that he wasn't dead at all, but had merely staged the whole thing to make it look as the...
Harry...
Oh, yes, of course.
13th floor.
You mean Mrs. Peter Malcolm Kelly Van...
Excuse me, mister, but I'm getting signals from the other floors.
Quite right, you should. As I started to say, John, she is one of our biggest personal policy holders.
Good. But hadn't we better get into your office and meet her?
Oh, yes, but I want you to know about the personal premiums. Alone, they run to something over $20,000 a year.
Mister, please.
Well, she is an important client.
Yes, and that's why I
Mister, will you
I didn't
please?
hesitate to accede to her request that you be called in on this case. I called you, and here you are.
Mister, please.
Oh, well, get us up to the... Oh, we're here. Why didn't you tell us? Come, John.
Mister, if I was to tell you what I'd like to,
My office is right this way, John. Come, please.
Hey, look, you better calm down, Harry, and give me the dope on this case right from the beginning.
Yes, I'd better. All right. Mrs. Peter Malcolm Kelly Van Pyton is a very important client, has been for years.
So you said. But there are a lot of things you haven't said, like, what has she got to do with this Laird Douglas character, and why is he so important?
It's this way, John. The policy on him runs to $5,000. No double indemnity, which is good. As a matter of fact, the policy on him was purely a favor to Mrs. Kelly Van Pyton. You know, considering such short life expectancy and all.
No, I don't know. Is he in his dotage or something?
Well, hardly. Or are you being facetious again?
But you said... Hey, how old is he?
His birthday is next month, May 7th, to be exact. He'll be 4 years old.
4?
That's right.
Short life expectancy?
Of course. You see, John...
Wait a minute. Some horrible disease or something, huh? What's the matter with him?
John, you wanted this from the beginning, so I'll give it to you from the beginning.
Okay, but Harry,
If it hadn't been for Mrs. Van Pyton's own policies totaling something in the neighborhood of $500,000, more in fact,
Harry.
why, we'd never have written the one on Lord Douglas of Heatherscote. So, now we've cleared that up.
Harry, we passed your office 3 or 4 doors ago.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But as I'm sure you understand, I wanted to give you some of the background before you talk with Mrs. Van Pyton. After all, you asked for it.
Yes, I guess I did. But what you've given me so far has landed me smack dab in the department of utter confusion. And I'm beginning to think maybe I have company.
Oh, where? Who?
Right here. You, Harry. Now look. Why don't we quietly stroll into your office and let me get the whole thing from Mrs. Kelly Van Pyton herself? Or better still, from Laird Douglas.
But you couldn't. Of course not.
What?
At least not from him.
Why not?
John, will you please stop joking?
Who's joking?
This is serious business, very.
Look, Harry.
Yes?
There is one thing I'd like to talk over before we go in to see him. Them, somebody.
Yes?
Well, apparently the life and or welfare of this Laird Douglas is in danger.
Oh, no doubt about it. I thought I'd made that very clear to you.
Yeah, well, you said you've written only a $5,000 policy on him.
That's right, $5,000. And purely
Yeah, I know all about that. Now, look, I don't want to seem crass about it, Harry, but my commission, if anything were to happen to him, wouldn't amount to a hill of beans.
Which is precisely why I told you you will be paid a retainer while you're on the case. A most generous one.
A generous one? By you?
By Mrs. Kelly Van Pyton.
How much?
Well, John, now mind you, this may not require your services for more than a week or so. As bodyguard, that is.
How much?
And, of course, she has authorized an expense account.
Ah.
But, mind you, John, not the usual kind that you seem to have the knack of piling up beyond all reason. Clearly, a completely honest, legitimate accounting...
Harry, how much?
Well, as a matter of cold fact, I have assured her that it will total no more than the amount of the retainer she is prepared to pay you. Any more than that, and, well, you'll have a lot of explaining to do.
Harry, how much is this retainer to be, if I take the case?
I might even go so far... $750 per week, or fraction thereof, and I am sure you will agree that... What's the matter, John?
$750 a week, plus expenses, when there's only a $5,000 policy involved?
That's right.
But if this 4-year-old Laird Douglas of...
Heatherscote.
Yeah, if he's only worth a $5,000 policy... And what was that crack about short life expectancy?
John, I told you he is already 4 years old.
Oh, look, start all over again, will you, Harry?
Yes. No, on second thought, perhaps you were right. Perhaps you'd better get the details directly from Mrs. Peter Malcolm Kelly Van Pyton.
I know. Now, look, Harry, I think I'd better get it from somebody.
Incidentally, John, you understand, of course, that your services will be required only during the affair at Bala-Kinwood, and not 1 minute thereafter.
No, I don't understand. What's Bala-Kinwood?
Out around Westchester, outside the city, one of the suburbs. Very nice suburb, too. That is where Laird Douglas...
Of Heatherscote.
Yes, John, that is where he will appear.
And you or Mrs. Kelly Van Pyton, or both, if you think his life will be in danger.
Exactly. Oh, John, I knew you were just joking me all the time.
I wish I knew.
Here we are, and everything will be clear.
Yeah.
Oh, thank heavens, dear Mr. Branson. I was afraid something had happened to you. You were gone so long, you really had me quite worried.
Well, I'm so sorry, but I had hoped to tell Mr. Dollar something of this affair, and I'm afraid we loitered on the way up. Mrs. Kelly Van Pyton, this is Mr. John Dollar.
Oh, you wonderful, wonderful man. I'm so glad that you've agreed to take on this assignment. You see, Laird Douglas means everything to me. And I have the utmost confidence in you. I'm sure Laird Douglas will, too.
Well, thank you very much. But where is he?
Why, yes, Mrs. Van Pyton, what's happened to him?
Oh, don't worry, my dear. He's all right. But after all, he is so temperamental. I fear he got a bit impatient waiting for you, and I know you'll forgive him. You will, won't you?
Yes, of course, but where is he?
He's asleep, Mr. Branson, in your inner office. He sat down in your chair and fell fast asleep. Oh, if I could only relax that way. But you must meet him, Mr. Dollar.
Yes, I'd certainly like to.
Of course you would, and I know he'll want to meet you. Gently now. Oh, good, he's awake.
Oh, no. That's Laird...
Laird Douglas of Heatherscote. This is Mr. Johnny Dollar.
Hey! Holy John! Hey!
Douglas,
Harry!
no!
Somebody!
Let go of Mr. Dollar's leg. Douglas, dear. Douglas!
Now, here's our star to tell you about tomorrow's, intriguing? Well, tomorrow's episode of this week's story.
Tomorrow? Well, I've handled some pretty doggy cases in my time, but never as a pooch's bodyguard. But suddenly this one begins to smell much too strongly of murder. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. It is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone, who also wrote tonight's story. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, same time and station, for the next exciting episode of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
Johnny Dollar.
Earl Foreman, Johnny, out here in Los Angeles.
Well, hi, Earl. How's the weather out your way?
Are you kidding? It's wonderful. Always is. If I could manage to drag myself away from this desk, from this stream of small claims that are driving me mad.
Now, what kind of claims, Earl?
A lot of money lost through armed robberies and holdups.
Oh?
Looks as though the same man is committing them all.
You mean there's a pattern to them, huh?
Yeah. And I hope you can somehow put a stop to them. So will you come on out here right away?
Now, you said armed robberies.
Yeah.
Anybody been killed?
Not yet.
No?
But only because nobody's tried to fix up to this holdup man. He's apparently a pretty mean customer.
Oh, I see. In other words, maybe I can have the honor of being his first victim. Huh?
That's right.
Hmm?
No, what I mean is, well, I suppose it could be kind of dangerous for you, so, well, that is...
No. It's all right, Earl. For you, for the sake of dear old Tri-State Life and Casualty, no sacrifice can be too great, even if it means loss of the thing most dear and precious to me, my life.
Now, come off that stuff.
Never mind, Earl. I'll see you in a couple of days.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Reddick in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, yours truly,
Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Tri-State Life and Casualty Insurance Company, Los Angeles office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Wayward Kilocycles matter. Expense account item 1, $170.40, plane fare. It was after 7 p.m. Hartford time when Earl called me, and the next good flight I could make was shortly after dawn the next morning. It got me there about 9 a.m. Pacific time. Item 2 was $6 for a cab to Earl Foreman's office in Westwood.
And these store robberies, Johnny, have all taken place in Lamodra Beach.
Lamodra Beach?
It's one of those new developments that have sprung up like weeds all over this town.
Now, you mean it's part of Los Angeles?
That's right. Just like Westwood here and Brentwood, Hollywood, View Park, Studio City, Sherman Oaks. Anyhow, Lamodra Beach is a real nice, snooty resort. Has a main shopping section nearly a half-mile long. Markets, nice little furniture, dress and jewelry stores, car dealers, drugstores, everything.
I see.
And these robberies have all occurred along that main stem.
Now, the robberies, not burglaries.
Robberies. Every one of them, Johnny. And there have been 7 in a row now. Every one of them has occurred in broad daylight in a regular pattern.
Now, wait a minute, Earl.
Yeah?
Haven't the police been able to do anything about them?
Oh, they've tried, all right, but so far they haven't got the first base.
Now, let's get to this pattern.
Yeah, well, to begin with, it all looks like the work of one man. The store owners who've been robbed all make him about 5'10", 10 and a half, around 150 to 55 pounds, dark brown hair, age about 30, and he wears a handkerchief over his face.
Well, let's face it, Earl, that description could fit thousands of men.
Yeah, I know. Anyhow, Johnny, he always pulls the jobs in the mornings when there aren't too many people in the shops and on the streets. And at the precise moment when the owner is all alone. His timing has been almost too good to be true. Almost fantastic.
And he simply barged in waving a gun?
That's right, an Army 45. He's made the owner clean out not only the cash register, but the safe, provided it's in a back room that can't be seen from the street. Then he skipped out through the alley that's behind all those stores. And it's all happened so fast. I tell you, Johnny, his timing is just fantastic.
And don't any of the store owners have alarm systems?
Believe me, they've all ordered them. But there hasn't been time to get any of them installed. And these 7 robberies have all happened within the past business week. 2 of them were in one day.
Now, how much money has been taken?
Well, not an awful lot, but enough to hurt. You see, they're all kind of exclusive shops, expensive. Except for the little coffee nook that was knocked over yesterday.
All within a week?
Yeah.
Almost before the police have really had a chance to catch up with him.
That's right. And there are so few police out there.
So maybe he'll knock over a couple more places and then take off for other parts. Or maybe he's through here already.
Well, that's why I think you'd better act fast. I mean, if it was somebody who lives there doing it, he'd take his time and pull a job and wait for the heat to die down and then plan and pull another.
Now, what's the address of that coffee nook?
421 Harbor Drive.
Lamodra Beach.
Right. You want me to drive you over there?
Would you want to loan me your car instead?
Oh, sure. Here's the keys. Help yourself.
Okay, Earl. I'll check with you later. Item 3, $4.70 for a tank full of gas. And I drove to Lemodra Beach. Believe me, it's an exclusive resort, all right. And not only because of the expensive homes around it, all of them in the $50,000 and up class, but I looked at the prices in some of the shop windows along that main drag. One sign in the window of a tailor shop announced that suit prices start at $275. And most of the buildings are quite colorful. A bar and grill that looks like the bow of a ship. A radio shop with a tower to make it look like a lighthouse, and so on. Then at the coffee nook, and that was the name of it, Mrs. Webster's Coffee Nook.
He certainly did, Mr. Dollar, did you say?
Yes, that's it.
Certainly did. He took over $135 from me. You know, some of that money I'd put aside to pay my bakery bill.
Oh?
You see, until they get a bank out here. Oh, boy, I certainly wish they'd hurry up and get that bank finished before everybody gets robbed.
There isn't a bank around here?
Oh, there will be. There'll be 3 of them. But with all that confusion over building codes, well, all the rest of the stores and places got in, the people started coming before they can finish up a single bank.
Now, Mrs.
I
Webster...
just hate to have to keep so much money around here all the time, and so does everybody else. Oh, at the nearest banks over in the valley or in Santa Monica or Westwood. But after what happened to me with that robber yesterday morning, well, you should have seen him with that horrible-looking pistol the way he waved it at me.
Yes, well,
and
Mrs.
goodness
Webster,
knows, the police are doing everything they possibly... Look. There they go now. There.
Yes, I see.
And if you ask me, Mr. Dollar, if you ask me, that means there's been another robbery. There, you see? They're stopping at that nice radio and television store, just the other side of Sam the Tailor. And do you see that nice Mr. Marks, the owner? You see him talking to the policeman?
Yes. Yes, it looks like you're right, Mrs. Webster. Another of these robberies. I hung around the edge of the crowd in front of the radio and television store until the police could poke around and ask the usual questions. And apparently get the same answers they had from all the previous victims of the holdup man. Instead of checking in with them, I waited until they and the usual bunch of sympathizers left the shop, and then sauntered in.
So I suppose I should be glad they didn't haul away all my stock, too.
They?
I mean, him, that dirty robber. $200 he took from me, all the cash I had.
That's too bad.
It's the same one that's been robbing everybody else around here. Even the police admit it. Only how did he know I was here alone? Answer me that. How did he know that Bertram was out making that installation for Mrs. Govan over on Palm Drive, huh?
I'm sure I don't know.
Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close up this place, that's what, until they catch him. Or until they get a bank in this town. And so are a lot of other people. You mark my word. And if you'll excuse me, mister, I'm going to close up this place right this minute. Well, I would. Unless you want to buy a radio set or maybe a TV, mister.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but have you seen this model? Oh, one of the finest TV sets ever made. Absolutely the newest model, 23-inch picture, high fidelity.
Yes, I'm sure.
Hey, and look here. Here, step back away from it, huh? Here, like this. Here, come in. You see this little thing I just took off the hook in front of it? No bigger than a package of cigarettes. So well, maybe king size.
Now, Mr. Mark.
It's positively the latest type remote control.
Well, I'm here to see you
So
about...
that's the morning dance party you're looking at. It's a good picture, huh?
Yes, that's a good, clear picture, all right.
So maybe you like the music a little bit louder.
Mr. Mark.
So you have to walk back to the set and turn it on? No, sir. This little remote control unit right here in my hand. So I push a little button like this.
Now listen, will you?
And you see, up comes the music. And I didn't even have to touch the set. That's wonderful, huh?
Can you bring that music down a bit?
Well, of course, like this. There.
Yeah, that's better. Now, Mr. Mark.
Also, you can change the station.
While at the same time, President-elect Kennedy
visited
with
the
son,
news
John
broadcast.
Jr.
Yeah.
You want to hear the news? All you have to do is push this button.
No, please, Mr. Mark.
Just what?
Immediately after the first of the year.
Here, you see? Now, there's that Fish for Love, that wonderful serial program every day. And any other program you want. All you do is...
Mr. Mark.
Well, if you want the dance party back on...
please.
I was just demonstrating, in case you want to buy a nice, brand new, latest model.
No, I don't. What I wanted to talk to you about... Look, will you please just stop fooling with that thing for a minute?
But I didn't touch it. Not that time.
Oh?
See, there it goes again. Change the stations all by itself.
What do you mean? It's supposed to do that?
No. That's the third time. I mean, today is the third time that thing has been acted up. Maybe the fourth.
Well, you better send it back to the factory.
And the last time was only 4 minutes before that holdup man came in here. Oh, it's going crazy.
Now, that holdup is what I came in here to talk about, Mr. Marks.
Just like I said before.
Now, tell me, Mr. Look, would you please, can't you turn that thing off?
Say, I just thought of something, what's your name is?
Well, I didn't, but it's Johnny Dollar.
Well, see, Mr. Dollar? There goes again.
Now, look, I am a special investigator from the insurance company that will have to pay you for whatever loss you suffered as a result.
Turning to sports.
Would you turn that thing off, please?
Oh, yeah, of course. Now, there you are. The whole set is off now. But like I started to say...
What as I started to say?
The next to the last time this happened was just before that poor Mrs. Webster got robbed yesterday morning.
What I want to know from you is... What did you say?
I said the remote control system on this magnificent television set acted this very same way just before I got robbed.
Yes?
And also just before Mrs. Webster got robbed.
Now, are you sure of that?
Well, maybe. Maybe now that I think of it.
Yes, maybe what?
Well, maybe it was acting up this way 3 days ago at Mr. Blenson at the novelty shop.
Well, he was robbed. Well?
Yeah, over $700.
Right after the set started acting up?
Yeah, ain't that funny?
Somehow he said this crook seemed to know exactly when the owners were alone in their stores.
Yes?
That his timing was perfect.
What'd you say, Mr. Dollar?
That's what Earl Poorman told me.
Earl Poorman?
And maybe this TV demonstration of yours, this remote control gizmo, explains just how that hold-up man knows when the coast is clear.
I'm afraid I don't understand what you're saying, Mr. Dollar.
In other words...
Now, wait, Mr. Dollar.
Yes, you have an idea?
Yeah, I certainly have. Because if you're from the insurance company, and if you're the one to see I get paid back for what I lost, well, shouldn't we talk business?
Yes, we'll talk business, all right, but not about your insurance.
But, Mr. Dollar...
That remote control device. Here, now, how does this thing work?
Well, I don't know exactly. It's some kind of wave.
Waves?
Yes, sound waves or something. You know, in this booklet here that comes with a set.
Sound waves?
Yeah. Look here. It says waves of 44.6 kilocycles to 51 kilocycles.
Yeah.
So high in pitch as to be inaudible to the human ear. That means you can't hear it.
Yes, I know. Go on.
Yes. Actuated device within the set itself that changes volume or station channels or turns it off or turns it on.
Okay, I've got it.
Yeah?
Yes. Don't you see? This hold-up man has a pal.
So?
Yes, that's it. There is somebody along this main street who can keep tabs on all you store owners, who knows when you're all alone in your shop.
Oh, he does?
And by radio, he communicates with the man who actually pulls the hold-up. Tells him when the coast is clear.
You mean that one of the merchants, that somebody here along this street is telling this holdup?
Yes.
Telling him by radio when it's safe for him to rob
that's exactly what I mean. And he doesn't know it. But his radio signal on a band somewhere between 44 and 51 kilocycles is also working this remote control gadget.
So, I told you this was a wonderful and marvelous set.
All right, then. If I can get hold of a direction finder, I can track down the guy who's sending out the all-clear information to the hold-up man.
You really think so?
That is the answer, Mr. Marks. And I think I know where to get hold of a direction finder.
Yet if what you say is true, Mr. Dollar.
Yes, well?
Well, after the way this set was behaving a couple of minutes ago.
Right. More hold-up information being sent out from that transmitter.
Yeah, but then there ought to be another hold-up. Only there isn't. At least there isn't any... Oh.
Yes. Come on.
Look. And you see the people there in the next block there in front of the market. It's another holdup. 2 in one day again.
Yes.
And, Mr. Dollar, there'll be more and more and more of them until we're all put out of business.
No?
No?
No, because now, Mr. Marks, we know the answer. Using the phone in the store of Mr. Marks, I ran up item 4. 20 cents for a call to Bob McKinney in North Hollywood, who is known among radio hands as W6VFG. He not only used to handle the engineering end of my broadcast, but believe me, Bob knows his kilocycles like the back of his hand.
Sure, it's possible, Johnny. All that a hold-up man needs is a little vest pocket receiver lashed up to get signal
And somebody along this street can send in info about when the coast is clear.
Right.
Okay, then, Bob. If you can bring a direction finder over here, we can track down the transmitter and nab at least one of the team.
Better still, you'll know where the next robbery's going to be and get them both.
Yes, unless this last one was the last one. How soon can you get over here with that equipment?
You sure the signal's being transmitted within that frequency range?
Well, it has to be.
And I'll do whatever rewiring is necessary here at home. And, how about first thing in the morning?
I'll be waiting for you at the Marks Radio and Television Shop here on the main drag.
I'll be there.
I drove back to West Los Angeles and spent the rest of the day and the night with Earl Foreman and his wife. Then, early the next morning, met Bob at Mr. Mark's shop in La Modra Beach. As Bob finished setting up his radio direction finder,
There we are. All set. Johnny, you still haven't told me how you got the frequency of that signal he's sending out, whoever he is.
no, it's easy, Bob. That TV set out there on the floor. You see it? There against the wall.
The big one?
Mm-hmm. There's a remote control. That little removable box with the buttons on it.
Yeah, I know the model.
When you push one of these buttons, it sends out a signal in that frequency range that I gave you. It makes the set change stations.
Uh-huh.
So if the transmitter sending out info to the holdup man also makes the set change stations, it must be working in that same frequency.
No, Johnny, no.
What?
I'm sorry, but it doesn't mean a thing.
Well, what do you mean?
That remote control puts out sound waves.
Well, I know. Too high in pitch for us to hear them.
Not radio waves.
Well, what do you mean? You mean that my theory, my whole theory about somebody transmitting information, that you mean it's all wrong?
Johnny, it's sound that makes the TV set react. So whether somebody's using a radio transmitter on that frequency or not, it couldn't possibly. And yet I suppose the matter of resonating, I mean, a sympathetic resonance.
What?
Well, sometimes nearby to a broadcasting transmitter, a pile of bits of metal, something like that, sometimes it'll resonate. While listening to that pile of scrap metal, you can actually hear the broadcast.
So?
But the transmitter of these signals would have to be practically on top of this TV set.
Maybe it is. Huh? Because whoever is tipping this guy off to when the coast is clear, to when some businessman is alone in his store, has to be somewhere right along this main street.
Well,
Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to see when it's all clear.
well, maybe if it was somebody right next door.
Mr. Marks.
The Marrowell sisters with their nice dress shop? Never, Mr. Dollar, never.
And on the other side of this place?
My good friend Sam the tailor.
Uh-huh. But on top of this shop of yours, it's built up like a lighthouse.
Yeah, for local color here at the beach.
Yeah?
Like Tony's bar is like the front of a ship, and like that Hawaiian
Yes,
saloon.
but what is in this lighthouse of yours?
Just a couple of small apartments I rent.
But there's a transmitting antenna on the top of it.
Oh?
I don't see a transmitter in the shop.
Well, I don't have any. All I sell is receiving things like radios and...
Bob, you have got it. One of your boarders, Mr. Marks.
Those two boys?
Boys?
Well, 25, maybe 30 years old.
Well, what do they do?
Well, that Willard Thorson, he never seems to leave the place.
Well, of course he doesn't, because up there in that tower is where he can see everything that goes on down here on the street. The whole length of the street.
Johnny, you're right.
And the other one, Mr. Marks.
Well, I don't know. That Harry Williams goes out early every morning and comes back late at night.
Well, of course, because he is out waiting to get the word from Thorson up there on the tower.
And Johnny, if that transmitter is up in the tower, it's plenty close enough to affect this TV set.
And go on up there, Mr. Dollar, and arrest that Willard, that Willard Thorson.
On what? Unless we catch him broadcasting information to Harry Williams.
And even then, pal Harry might get away.
Right. So, I have a better idea. Why don't we just sit down here and watch some TV? So we did, for 3 solid days. Until suddenly the set began to change stations unexpectedly. When that happened, Bob turned on his direction finder. And yes, that signal was coming from straight up over our heads. And the voice that Mr. Marks identified as Willard Thorson told his pal Harry the coast was clear at Beckham the jeweler's.
Yeah, right down the street, Mr. Dollar. Only $5 down the street.
So while Bob McKinney went up in the tower to grab Willard Thorson, I hiked on down the back alley to Beckham the jeweler's with my .38 ready for action. And I got there just in time to find Harry Williams about to leave by the back door, loaded with Beckham's dough. You know, I didn't like his looks. I didn't like that .45 in his hand either. And he objected to my borrowing his getaway. He was really kind of nasty about it. But after a while, we kind of reached an understanding. And my knuckles are still sore from when he ran into my fist. Yes, I guess there's nothing like modern electronics as an aid to crime. And as an aid to catching a crook. Two of them in this case. Expense account total, including a trip home, call it $400 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a crook, a firebug, unwittingly solves the case for me and hands me a Christmas present to boot. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Reddick, is written by Jack Johnstone, produced and directed by Bruno Zerato Jr. Heard in our cast, Leon Janney as Mr. Marks, Les Damon as Earl, Bill Sterling as Bob, and Athena Lord as Mrs. Webster.